I'm happy to meet you all. As Catherine said, I just have returned from Donbass, from frontline. And the first thing I want to tell this night in Ukraine, we have night. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, America. Thank you, United States, for your help, uh, for your prayers. When the war started, my wife with my kid moved to US, to Portland, Oregon. And you guys, you are Americans, helped my family to be alive. And I'm thankful. All Ukrainians are thankful for your help. And what are you doing for us? I'm sorry for my English. Uh, it is bad, I know, but I'll try to tell you my story. I'm from Kyiv, um, and I live in Bucha's district. I think many of you heard about Bucha, about Irpin, and what happened there. And I would like to share my story. So, as Catherine said, I am a youth pastor in church, and full invasion started in February 24, and it was Thursday. And in my church, I'm responsible for morning prayers every Thursday. And when the war started, I needed to go that morning to church to make prayer. And when I was walking to church, I saw hundreds of scared people in their cars, and they were crying. They were shocked. Almost nobody believed that war can started in 2022. And the war we have, it is the biggest war conflict since World War II. World War II. And people were shocked. Everybody was shocked. All the country, Ukraine, especially Kyiv, was paralyzed. There was missiles, bombs, rockets in the sky, and we don't know what to do. It was very scary. And after the morning prayer, I took my family to the safe place, and I made a team of volunteers, and we started to help people. And Catherine, next slide, please. So, who are we? We are military chaplains. You can see me on this slide, and a lot of great men in this slide. Our church pastor stands next to me. It is my father, by the way. And we are serving to our defenders, to the people who make our country exist and stands. And my mission to help these people, my mission to pray for these people, my mission preach gospel for these people. And next slide, please. So how the war started for us? First, we made a team, and the first thing we built barricades. Second, we made Molotov cocktails. I don't know if you know what does it mean. We made a lot of hundreds of Molotov cocktails. And as I said, I live in Bucha district, and Russians were like 5 miles from us. So, but they never came to us. So me and my team, we decided to go meet Russians, to go meet them. And me and my team went to Irpin and Bucha. And I want you to just imagine Irpin and Bucha, it is huge cities with a lot of people, especially with young families, lots of children, and all the bridges of these cities were blown up. So people were trapped in these cities. They were hiding. They didn't have internet connection. They didn't have any connection. They didn't know what happens in all country. They were scared. And me and my team, we arrived to this city and we crossed the water under the blown up bridge. And just imagine, on this bridge, there was hundreds and hundreds abandoned cars of people with money inside, with good stuff inside, with laptops and so on. But nobody touched it. Nobody take it. People didn't need it no more. They just were trying to escape, to save their lives. And what we did with our team, we started to how to say it properly. We were stealing cars. We were stealing cars to help people. And we stole one car, and there was a note inside the car. And the note was, there was written by someone. I'll read. Whoever finds this bus, hello, my name is Indian. I left the keys so that people could be saved on this car. So we take this car and we started to saving people. On the war, we have a term, it called gray zone. Gray zone, it is nobody's land. Nobody controls gray zone. Not Russians, not Ukrainian. And this is the most dangerous places. And me and my team, for the first months of full-scale invasion in Kyiv, we saved and we evacuated more than 5,000 people by stealing cars in Irpin and Bucha and evacuating people. More than 5,000. And there was an accident when I was evacuating on bus more than 30 people, women with babies and dogs, and we met Russian tank in Irpin, and all people were scared, and we just started to pray and go very far from Russians, and it was a miracle that we left alive that day, because Russian not asking the questions. They are just killing people. Don't matter, are you military or you just a single person? I saw a lot of dead bodies of simple men and women on the streets. And Russian just did that. They just don't care if you are military or if you are civilian. And next slide, please. What are we doing? We are volunteering. We are supporting military families. When family lost husband, warrior, we are helping them. We are helping them, we are supporting them, and doing everything we can to make them feel and live better. We making trips to the war zone, and I just come back from this trip today. And also we are working in hospital, and so on. Next slide, please. You can see we making fundraising. We are collecting money, and we are buying cars, drones. We buying everything we need. So this war is changing every day. Every day, rules of this war are changing, and we need to buy some new stuff just to help our army be successful. Because this war, it is like it looks like World War I with drones, 1,000 of drones. So trenches, trenches again, and 1,000 of drones. So it is very hard to just stay alive. And in the military zone, war zone, if you are a military, it is very hard to stay alive, very hard. And next slide, please. Also, we help in kids. Unfortunately, in military zone, there is living thousands and thousands children, like 3, 4, 5 miles from a war zone where people are dying. And we are making presents for them. And especially we ask them, and we are saying them, we can evacuate you. We can give you a new home. Please come with us. It is not a problem for us. We can save you. And they are saying, no, this is my land, and I will not leave it. I will live here till the end. And we are saying, you have a lot of kids, you have children, you have daughter, you have sons. Let us just evacuate them. And they are saying, sorry, I can't let you do it. This is a sad reality of war, what is going in Ukraine. And next slide, please. Also, we have a huge team. We have like more than 20, even like 30 chaplains, and we are visiting hospitals. And people here are suffering from depressions because they have injuries, they are losing their legs, hands, and they need spiritual, and they need support. And we take them fishing, we take them to the church. As you can see, this man with a fish in his hands, he's happy. He's happy because chaplains, Christians, visits him every week. And actually, they just need to speak with someone. They just need to be heard. I can't just keep silence for 20 or 30 minutes, and he will tell all the stories from the front line, and he will happy because somebody heard him. And it is very hard to work with this kind of people, but we are trying our best to make them feel better. Next slide, please. Especially hard. Okay. Ohmadit. Ohmadit, it is the biggest kids hospital in Ukraine. And this summer, Russians bombed this building with kids, with children inside. And this story is personal for me because my newborn daughter was in Ohmadit. She was born with some problem, and we needed to operate it, her fast. My daughter, whose name is Teresa, and we operated her, and I just took her from hospital, and next day Russian bombed it. And there was like probably more than 300 children with cancer and with bad, I would say, scariest diseases that people and children can suffer. And our team helped to rescue people here in Kyiv, in Ohmadit, and rescue a lot of people. But unfortunately, a lot of people died that day because of Russians. Next slide, please. Kherson. Kherson, it is a huge city in Ukraine, and it is located nearby to the Black Sea. And Russians blowed up a huge wall. I don't know how to say it. Katerina,
dam.
the actual dam. Yes, dam. Thank you very much. And the whole city was flooded with water. And me and my team, the day we moved to the Kherson, and you can see a sheep on the sand. So the water was so high, maybe it reached like third stage or even fourth stage of houses. So whole city was under the water. And next slide, please. Me and our team, we took boats. Probably wrong slide. You can do previous one, just previous one. Yeah. We just started to rescue people by the boats, and we was in Kherson like 2 months working. And I don't know if you watch post-apocalyptic movies like Mad Max or like something like that. So it was Kherson, like boats were on houses, like on the roofs on houses when the water go away. And it was like very hard to evacuate people because Russians were striking us by the missiles and rockets while we were evacuating civilian people, pets, and kids. And we worked in Kherson like 2 months, and people are suffering from what happened until today. Next slide, please. Also, we are worked in Bakhmut. It is a huge city in Donetsk region, and you can see me in Catholic church playing piano, and this building was destroyed, but as you can see, people didn't touch any valuables and expensive things. So we took all these expensive and valuable things, and we gave it to the Pope in Vatican, Italy, if you know what is this. And he said that he's praying for us. He's praying for Ukraine, and he hopes that this war will end. Next slide, please. It is a military hospital, and I took this shot. It was almost a winter of 2022, and the war is so bad that every day are dying a lot of people, a lot of brave people, a lot of the best people of our country. And this is the price our country pays for peace in Western Europe, in Poland, and another country. We are holding peace of countries which are located nearby to us. Next slide, please. I took this picture. This is the family from Bakhmut, and this woman was pregnant like on 7 months, maybe 8. And they are living downstairs. They can live in their houses because Russian bombs the city very bad. And I could be dead because of Russian aviation, and Russian tried to strike me and my team from Russian helicopter. And this city, it was like the most difficult battle, the most bloody battle was in Bakhmut. And I came to this family and I said, we can evacuate you. We can take you to Kyiv. We can take you to Europe. And unfortunately, they refused. They said, this is our land. This is our city. And we will be here till the end. So this is the story of these people. You can see boy crying, and this is very sad, actually. Yes. Next slide, please. This is actually the same place, hospital. You can see blood. You can see dirt. This is the price Ukrainian pays every day. Next slide, please. So I took this picture. This is it is a moment from our work, and you can see a man in the center. Every soldier have a nickname or a number, and nickname of this man is Bigfoot. People calls him Bigfoot because he have a big foot. He have, if I don't, 18 US size of foot. I have 13 US size, and it's pretty big. But he has a bigger one. And the problem that this man just couldn't find shoe to wear in war. And being chaplain is to help soldier, to help people, not only spiritually, but sometimes you need just to buy boots for a soldier because he can't find for himself. And this young man on the left side, it is also a man from our team. He is 21 years old, and he is professional cook. He cooks professionally. And as you know, as you may know, soldiers eating very bad on the front line. Like food quality on the front line is very bad. And sometimes chaplaincy is just to cook a good food for soldiers. So, and on the right side, it was a big city in Ukraine called Gulay Pole, but now it's totally destroyed. Nobody lives here. Next slide, please. In the center, you can see patch. I'll try to explain. Patches on the war, it is very valuable to the soldiers. When we meet soldier face to face, and when we help them, we are making exchange. We are giving to them our patch with Bible, as you can see, and they are giving to us their ear patches. And this is a very important connection in military culture, just to gift each other patches. And on the right side, you can see a pretty nice place in Donbass. People really like to come here, to come on the top, and from the top they can see how war is going on, how missiles are flying, how bullets are flying, and so on. Next slide, please. This is Kherson. I already told you about it. You can see the church flooded with water. You can see woman and her pet, which we evacuated. So it was a story. Next slide, please. And on the front lines, it is almost impossible to make a good haircut because nothing works. So we found a people from barbershop, and we are going with them to the front line, and we are making a good hairstyle for our defenders, and they are really like what we are doing. Next slide. Yeah, you can see on the center, it is a man from our team. His name is Max, and you can see it is Russia. I don't know if you hear. We have a military operation in Russian region, in Kursk region. And we are in our chaplains. We are going to the Russia in Kursk region and help our soldiers. And the man on the right side in sunglasses, it is Gennady Mokhnenko. He is father of 43 children. Yeah, he is father of 43 children, and he's from Mariupol. He is chaplain, and we are working together. Next slide, please. And in the end, I just would like to tell you about our motivation, why we are doing what we are doing. First thing, I am Christian. I really love God. And God's love inside me makes me help people. I love God so much, so I can't just sit and do nothing. I love my country. I love Ukraine. I love my people. I love people who defends us, and I really want to live my life and make something valuable to my country, to my people. And I would like to read a quote from a pastor from Germany. When World War II started, there was a pastor, and his name was Dietrich Bonhoeffer. And he was almost the only one who was fighting against Hitler in Germany. And he was a really good pastor. And once time he said this thing. He said, for us, there is only a very narrow and sometimes barely noticeable path or way to accept any day as if it were the last, and yet not to give up faith and responsibility as if we still have a great future ahead of us. What does it mean? We live every day like the last. We live every day like a last day, but we have a responsibility like we will live forever and we will not die. And even now, Russians strikes Kyiv. And this moment, drones are flying behind my window just now. Maybe 10 miles away, maybe 12, but they are flying. And every day can be the last day. But we have hope and we have responsibility for our country, for our people, and we believe that Ukraine will free, and we believe that Ukraine will win this war. So thank you for attention. God bless America. I love you very much. I love you guys.
Roman, thank you. This is Jason Bellini, and it's a privilege to speak with you. Wow. The first thing I want to say is I need to correct you. Your English is very good. You were great. And the other thing I observed is that you have been there to bear witness and to minister to people in the most historic moments of this war, from Bucha to I mean the whole list. I mean, you were there for some of the most important historic turning point events that we'll be talking about for years, and so that is absolutely remarkable. One thing I want to ask you about first is when you're going to the front lines, and you said you just returned from Donbass region, how close are you going to the zero line itself, to those trenches where soldiers are in the most danger?
So every trip is different, and we have a different goals. I mean, like targets. What are we going to do? And for example, this last trip, we were very close. I mean, maybe 1-2 miles, and we were driving in night through the road, which was controlled by Russian drones. And we met a lot of cars, our cars, military cars, with dead men inside. So it was really close. And I don't know how to say, let me translate. So you have American weapon. It's called M777.
Mhm.
It's like a huge weapon, and we went to our army, and we were strike to Russian yesterday. It was like a few miles away. As I said, sometimes we met them face to face,
One thing
and
I'm sorry.
yeah, you can talk.
Well, I was going to say, I get from having spent considerable time there myself, I can say I know the level of risk that you're taking. It's extraordinary. And the reason that you're traveling at night is because they're being on those roads that are so close to the front line, you reduce your risk to a degree of being hit by a drone when you're traveling there, but they have thermal
Yes,
drones that can see
yeah,
you. You have to go down those roads at breakneck speeds, and if you when you stop, you have to jump out and run fast. So it's enormous risk that you're taking. When you do go see those people who are there every day, when they're in that kind of danger for not just hours on end, but weeks, months, now even years on end, how are they holding up spiritually generally?
oh, it is a really good question, and I question myself how people are standing till this moment. And as you know, in Japan history, they have warriors, samurais, samurais,
Summarize. Mm-hmm.
and in our history we had Cossack,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really hard to say, but I feel like Ukrainians have a spirit of warriors like Cossacks 100 years ago. Word Cossack means a free man. So everything we want just to be free. Everything we want just to live how we want, the way we want to live. And I'm amazed how people on the front lines can tell jokes
Mm-hmm.
under bombs, under shelling, and it makes me crazy every time when people are joking on front line. Maybe it's some psychological stuff. People just trying to make himself feel better, and they are joking. But um, when we feel bad, uh, I'm gonna be honest with you. When we feel bad, uh, Ukrainians starting to bomb Russian military base in Russia, and we feel good. So it makes us feel good.
Um, in my mind, there are two types of soldiers. You've got the volunteers who've been
Mhm.
in there, most of them for the last 2.5 years. And now you have new people who were, in many cases, forced to be there.
Yes.
Have you had dealings with, have you had conversations with people who don't want to be there, who don't want to be fighting, but they have to be there?
Of course, I do. And I even we met people from
Prisoners. Yeah.
prisoners, yeah. And people afraid, and it is okay. Uh, and first days on frontline are the most scary. And some people just can relieve the stress, and they are going away. It calls in Ukrainian "sezeche." People are afraid, and they are going home from the front line. It's illegal.
Mm.
It's illegal. People can't leave the front line. But we have a problem that a lot of people are going home because they are afraid. And our government is trying to make army better, to make our system better. So, and people are becoming to returning to the front line, to the army. And now we have a lot of new people in army. But I see people who are afraid every day, and they are telling a lot of reasons. I have children. Some people says that Bible is against war, and you can't take weapon, and so on. I guess you all saw the movie of Mel Gibson with Andrew Garfield in movie about Christian who refused to take weapon, and he was just saving people on the front line. We have a people like that. They are refusing to take a weapon, but they are saving lives on the front line. So we have a lot of different stories.
If you were to quote to someone on the front line, Bible verse from Jesus, love thy enemy, that probably wouldn't be something that they would respond to positively right now.
Yes. And yesterday, I was speaking to soldiers, and they don't believe in God. And they were asking, please explain me. People says, do not kill. Don't kill people. How can I believe in God and kill Russians? I can't understand. And I was explaining like step by step what Bible thinks about war. It is hard to explain people, especially which don't believe in God, what Bible says truly about war. It is really hard, but we are trying to do that.
One last question for me, and then I'll hand it back to Katerina to see if we have any other more time. And one last thing for me, since you just came from the front line, I'm curious whether anyone you spoke to there or everyone you spoke to there was talking about the presidential election and what the implications might be for Ukraine.
Of course, everybody is speaking about Donald Trump, and it is okay. And people have a lot of different thoughts about what is going to happen with Ukraine. And we really appreciate what Joe Biden and his team did for Ukraine. But we think that there is a lot of things that America can do much more. And I don't know what is going to happen with Donald Trump, because we all know what he says about Ukraine. He said Ukraine is gone, like, And I don't know what he mean by that. But we all respect him. We all respect the new president of United States. We all in our churches will pray for new government. And of course, people are afraid because you don't know what you should expect from Donald Trump. You don't know. I think nobody knows what we can expect from Donald Trump, but we believe in better. We don't want to talk about personalities, their advantages, disadvantages. We just want to make friendship contacts with America and new American government.
Roman, thank you so much. It was great to speak with you, and I can tell you that this is a congregation from which many prayers are said for the people of Ukraine. That we pray for peace there. And again, thank you. So I'm going to give back to Katerina now. I don't know how we're doing for time, but you go ahead, Katerina.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roman.